The old man stares.
What? But you said I would be taken to...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movement. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is...
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be... Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to.
He's sweating. Beats pupils are dilated too.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat. Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a...
What is this farce?
Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world.
No, listen. Listen now. There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came. Something completely different.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this...
Your skin crawls. A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds.
What are you talking about? There's nothing...
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly. In absolute silence.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something. You smell.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden I am not palatable. Do not eat me. With the sound of metal sliding against metal, you see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. The motions are quick, sudden.
The ampoule will produce a loud hiss. You're right. It could scare it away.
I'll wait. I'm on stand. The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure. The creature tilts its tiny head to the side, and there is a sadness in there. Or is it in you? From the dream. It's still with you. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to suddenly. No, stop. Be afraid. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own, praying to you. Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, perhaps it is preparing to eat its god. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating.
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Fire? Where? That is your problem. Nothing for me. It is a series of half-lit shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. Are you sure? Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb. One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced. Yes, the leg tried to move around independently. Yes. Thankfully someone ate it. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? I can also detect pheromones. The ones on you tell me that you will not eat me, and that I will bet. No, you are awake. Not even the birds know that. Not even the wolf. I think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth.
Wait, so...
Yes, they don't mind. Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulated Insula. For the last 350,
It may have unknown, dangerous but
no one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution, I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions. Yes, I do not have a star to display, so I use...
the deserter. He's been here for a long time.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively neat. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidari. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you. Eating away, you're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out
Instead of there, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees.
everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. Please, do not do that again. No, you're only thinking it now. This simian butcher. Soon, one of you will...
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman turned from the ruin. You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the sweat on your arms feels cold as ice.
I got it.
For all time. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. Warning! A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, there is some kind of countdown happening. As it slowly processes, the stimulus overloaded it. It's passing, like an extended moment, or a ghost. The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left wrist. The sensation is electric. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, and something under it, in the...
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
In some kind of strain.
Our suspect is not looking so good.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8. This passport, issued by the
Classia's hidden documents.
It's Clausia, which showed an old photo. Before...
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Perhaps. But that still doesn't explain how it got it. Like a magpie? What a coincidence. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr.
Would it? Maybe it was simple.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer's...
Katardina Alazia was supposed to be her. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now. In another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia or Clasia. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
The winds are silent.
What is it? What do you want?
Something is very wrong with him now.
See.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. With fear, like an addict of some terrible substance, a light shiver passes.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility.
The trembling.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. The appearance of the phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest.
He stares into the reed. Nothing. The last embers.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here.
No reaction. His breath. This is an old man.
Did you take this passport and other papers?
There.
He hears us.
No reply.
Try something else?
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reed.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. This site is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it?
Silence. You've gotten all you will. The plastic cape flaps around his face. The strength has all gone out of him.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe.
ICM? This
Insul Indian Citizens Militia.
sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for... No.
With its horns in the sky.
No, that's...
A DeLorean era
After 44 years? That's not nearly... One of these barrels was...
The skiff is swaying on the way.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight, but for the sound of conversation, two men and a woman stand on the concrete square. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. What is that? Full AC? What's with all the performance gear? Are you back in high school?
This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
That's right. And you're bleeding. We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you. Bothered by it? Harry, you're a goddamn cop. There actually are you? Are you still a cop?
Vic, calm down.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on...
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what Special Consultant Trent Heidelstein.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after paving.
Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, Prison 57. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to perform.
Ari, we want to help you.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an act. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical...
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say?
What does he have to say for himself? Shit, kid. What an interesting...
You. Shit, kid.
Maybe you've deserved it.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look safe at all. There was a giant... I don't know. It had shit kid written all over it. Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true, and it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person. Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been part...
Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short, but close...
Lieutenant, my name is not Rose-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends. Okay, you're my commanding officer. I really want to...
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity.
Yes, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trent Heilerstein. Mikhail? Mikhail is my son. No, I was just interested in the Felt building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but...
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s. Like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory...
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Yes, I'm still
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you,
I'm technically...
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G. Bevy. It was going to be funny, but
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing.
do. It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst.
The 41st isn't...
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn.
It wasn't like...
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we? Here we go. Alcoholic delirium. Visions. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before were...
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic.
But Detective Vigmer, he has... Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not... Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world, hardwired to the free market. He just needed for...
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have...
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to our Yes, in the ocean, under the sea. Our work vehicle, with fishing clams and other sea shit. Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset, not sunrise. But thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my... It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge. The thing that tells people you're a police officer.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic. Not today, badge. You got it all right. Your show...
And your gun? Yeah, gun. The thing that was given to you to kill people. I don't care if you have a new gun. I only care about your old gun. Your official sidearm. You lost it, didn't you? I knew it.
This isn't cause for celebration.
I would say it's very bad, yes. You're drunk like an asshole, Harry. Please, put the stolen firearm away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
Without a reply, the satellite officer covers his nose.
Detective, please. Don't start talking about your
Then you'll be fired. This is a hearing.
I don't believe you. You're drunk. You let a suspect escape, a certain Classier.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh, well, if she was nice. I'm not even all the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing compared to the 6 people who were gunned down. The streets are...
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Don't make this harder for yourself.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides
You've spent the week with him on this case. On Lieutenant Yufreto.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely. Making it sound like he's guilty, it's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class. Others still, he is also a full-blown fascist, an ultra-nationalist, woman-hater, and more than a little racist. How he reconciles these 2 points of view? And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine. He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop, in all the time I've spent with him. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which by the way was...
Yeah,
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution.
A
colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged at...
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to... You hear gasps beneath.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
fucking hell is that? Is this somehow...
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became...
So it is
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church. That's great. Entrepreneurship is a great new career for...
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the build...
It's not that okay. Get off this subject.
Female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of...
Incredible.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such net. Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust. As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The Bauer would just be rudimentary behavior from before the...
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of... Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates... There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take...
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovered...
This would really help with some...
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Lilianovich. A revolutionary match. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was over...
So, it is...
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of code.
Of course, excuse me,
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jealousy. I thought this Lily...
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the island. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the merc...
It's a clean win.
Oh, it way more.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work in bed.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It will pass. In time.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, wherever.
And eyes too.
Understood.
But a case against Everett.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mint.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap in a book.
The body was transported to Precinct 41.
You're not the only cop in the world.
Still, good work with the missing person.
It's still a point for you. Noted.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is, but I don't want to. But you discovered a new species and solved them. So I have...
Anything that ends the trial is okay with...
Agreed. The public relations potential of this...
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody.
Now you will finally get to know who you are. The man looks west, jingling his car keys in his...
Who are you? You're a gym teacher. Well, obviously you're not a gym...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and how you're able to perform a 360-degree spin kick too.
The raw, robust stamina output. Also, this guy. Just God, even this javelin throwing freak.
Of course.
He's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy. Oh, you don't say. Does he also...
It is getting cold out.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go. Yes, you towed Jim in Cool. I believe that's the term.
The smell of sweat.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole...
His smirk suggests, barely contained.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the...
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach Jim. She, leaving for the...
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can...
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the...
Dora something. Dora Ingerlund.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. Half Vazan. No one is married anymore. This is... God, I don't know.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it?
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. Incredibly bangable. She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous.
Snow welcome. Heartbreak, pain.
I've only seen a picture. But it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection.
Look, the sun is going...
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to... My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees order. No. You're too unstable to work for my boss. You're suicidal.
I assure you, I wouldn't consider...
He would immediately... I told you it's not that bad.
Us? With the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With...
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which...
Get back to it. We left Torsen and Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not...
They are damn iconic, though.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in...
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser. Although he...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price.
He's one of the most highly regarded...
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blue.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a red...
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore.
He means it.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted...
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershaw.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is it?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in...
Tabernacle? It's on the way over.
Fine. If we got...
She and her husband were conducting this. They should know as soon as possible.
She is going to watch out or she'll faint.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by.
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2... Work with... Price? I'm flattered.
Would fit in. And crazy enough.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles.
I do like the sound of that.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20...
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000... You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Hi, really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?